Hey guys, Jen here in the Northview model shop, and we're doing our final video on the Trumpeter 135th scale Soviet 85mm D-44 Divisional gun. Now that's a handle if I've ever heard one. So guys, great fun little build. A lot of time went into this one. You remember for our original video, we were hoping to make this just a quick weekend build, assembly, paint, clear, and finish, and everything. It never turned into that. I mean, if a modeler sets down and probably put 8 hours in Saturday and Sunday, and a little in on Friday, probably could knock it out pretty quick. A lot of really small parts, especially down in this area here. You build a lot of small sub-assemblies, a lot of small photo etch goes into getting this thing together. Each one of the legs has a pile of little parts, a pile of photo etch that needs to be put together. But once you get past that, great build. We primed this up with Vallejo Ammo MIG one-shot primer, which essentially, apparently, is just Steinel jizz. And then we went over the top of that with some white one-shot primer to do some highlighting areas. Some pre-shading, if you will. And then we went with Vallejo Model Air Russian Green light coats just to kind of keep that color modulation going. And then we went back in after that was all dried. We did a dull coat clear, and then we hit everything with a light desert dust Vallejo pigment. Or a wash, sorry. We did the dark gray wash, and then we threw the pigment over top of that. And then a little bit of dry brushing here and there. This thing spun around. The only spots where we actually added different colors was here in this scope area. In the reference photo we seen, this was a dark gunmetal, dark color. I wouldn't say gunmetal, this is a dark black color. And then the breech down here was done red. The two tits on the end of the barrels here were done red. The handles were dotted red, and the handle over here was dotted red. So we added those little details, and then we set the gun out and we looked it over, and I just wasn't impressed. Like sitting on a model table with your table sheet and this on it, I just wasn't impressed with what I seen. So I went and I grabbed myself a 1/4-inch piece of plywood. Then I went outdoors, grabbed some sand, and I did some sifting and a little bit of Mod Podge. And before you know it, we had ourselves a little base. And I think we'll do a video later on how we did the base, and we'll kind of leave that separate. And then we put the gun in it. Now the gun looked kind of funny just sitting there and static. So we pulled the gun back off. I took my rotary tool and I rooted out a spot in here and in here for the two legs to sit down in, so they would look like they were buried. And I wrote it out on each side for the tire to make it sit just a little bit below the surface and put a little weight to the gun. And then we put everything together, and it still just wasn't what I was hunting for. So I grabbed some Woodland Scenics little shrubbery and added some shrubs just to kind of put a little depth and a little bit more of a story to this really nice little divisional gun. So here we have it, guys. A fun little build. Like I said, small. It wasn't exactly as quick as I was hoping, but it was. It did go together well, and we got to finish base or build, and we made our own base for once. So it was kind of fun that way. So, with all in all, a great build. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the videos, just the two of them I guess we did on the Divisional 44. And please tune in next time for the next great video from the Northview Model Shop. Adios!